Oregon State University has a computer science class right now, that's still going on, with a focus on teaching computer science students about white rage, white supremacy, and the case for reparations. This is not a joke. This is a very real thing that programming students are being taught at the University of Oregon. I want to do a quick shout out to the Libs of TikTok for publishing this. Libs of TikTok got a little tip from an insider and published a couple of screenshots of the actual course material, and it's truly ridiculous. I'm going to look at it in a second. So this particular course is named CS 175, Communication Security and Social Movements. You might be wondering, what on God's green earth do social movements have to do with computer science? And the answer is nothing. So we'll move on with that. It should be worth pointing out before we dive into the details of this, that Oregon State University has a history of spending taxpayer funds on DEI and woke-focused computer science projects. One example. Earlier this year, the Lunduke Journal reported on a $1 million grant for gender-inclusive open source that was given to the university, the Oregon State University. That grant was canceled by the Trump administration back in May. Here, I've got a screenshot of that for you, those of you watching the video version. Collaborative research grant, gender inclusive open source through gender inclusive tools at Oregon State University for $1,006,773. That was terminated back in May. There was others as well. This is a very common thing. And it's also worth bearing in mind that within the computer world, right, the whole general IT world, Oregon State University is actually fairly well known. They host what is known as the Open Source Lab. Now, the Open Source Lab at Oregon State University was one of the early open source labs. And in fact, Oregon State University was one of the first places where the Linux kernel project was originally hosted. It's instrumental in the early phases of many different open source projects, and it exists to this day. Now, what's really fascinating here is the open source lab at the Oregon State University almost shut down earlier this year at the exact same time as the Trump administration canceled a number of DEI related grants to Oregon State University, like the gender inclusive open source grant. As soon as those grants went away, Oregon State University decided, well, then we can't afford to keep the open source labs open anymore, and they almost shut down. They had to seek some corporate funding and whatnot for it. So they're still around, but they almost shut down because their funds have been tied to all of those DEI grants for a large number of years. Now, I want to show you guys some of the details of this particular course because it's absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't just teach about these topics. It instructs the students how to feel about these topics, which is wild. I want to show you guys the screenshot for the Module 2, A Brief History of White Supremacy in the United States. This is for the CS 175 course at Oregon State University. So in this course, we explore the state response to community organizing using the social movements of the civil rights era in the United States as an illustrative example. Okay, fine. That's a perfectly valid topic, perhaps for something not computer science related. But where it gets weird is when you scroll down to the bottom, you find this. The contents of this module explores the above in the context of race through the following tenets. Number one, and these are truths that the students are supposed to 100% agree with as part of their grade. Number one, white supremacy was and is a national U.S. phenomenon. Okay, is that true? No. Regardless, moving on. Number two, white supremacy was and is institutionalized in the United States political economy. Yeah. Number 3, white supremacy was and is flexible and evolved/evolves over time. Holy heavens. Oh my word. Oh my word. They're basically demanding computer science students, in order to pass their computer science 175 course, agree that the United States political economy is institutionalized as white supremacy. They have to agree to that in order to become a computer programmer. It's ridiculous. Now, of course, it was pointed out by libs of TikTok and others that the Oregon State University gets a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money from the federal government. I mean a third of $1 billion from the federal government, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Learning about how race-based reparations are a necessity, that white rage is a real thing, and they need to think about that as they're programming software. It's bizarre. It's truly, truly bizarre. I want to make a call out here, because this is just too straight up weird. It's strange that people looking to just simply become programmers, to become computer engineers, to go into cybersecurity and whatnot, are having to be subjected to this and basically having to nod along and agree that, yes, white supremacy is institutionalized in the United States political economy, TM. They have to agree with that in order to get their degree, and that's insane to me. If you are a student or staff at the Oregon State University, I keep trying to say Oregon State University, at the Oregon State University, or another school, or any school where DEI stuff is happening in your computer science related courses, reach out to the Lunduke Journal. Become a whistleblower. The Lunduke Journal has a very firm policy of always respecting and protecting the identity of confidential whistleblowers. We've published leaked material from IBM, Red Hat, Microsoft, Adobe, Amazon, multiple open source foundations, and on and on and on. And never has the Lunduke Journal ever, and would we ever, given up the source of any of those materials. We work diligently to protect the identity of all whistleblowers. We scrub all material before we publish it, and we protect your identity. And if you want more details on that, go to lunduke.com and scroll to the bottom of the page. On the left-hand side of the page, there is a Become a Tech Whistleblower link. There's a lot of ways you can get a hold of the Lunduke Journal. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. Just don't use your work email or your student or faculty university email address. Use another email. Get a free email at Gmail or Proton or whatever email service you feel comfortable using. There's a lot of options out there. Just don't use your work or school email address when you reach out to the Lunduke Journal. Just don't do that, because then I mean, come on, they spy on you a little bit more than you think they do. So don't do that. You can also reach out to the Lunduke Journal via X in DMs, so private DMs. Don't reach out to me publicly, but private DMs is fine as well. Thank you to the Lunduke Journal subscribers for making this sort of reporting possible, for making it possible for me to follow these stories. Thank you to libs of TikTok. I don't get to call out libs of TikTok is doing a good job very often relating to the tech industry, because libs of TikTok covers mostly stuff outside of tech. But libs of TikTok, she published this and it was extremely, extremely useful. So I appreciate her getting all of that up there as well. And again, thank you to all the subscribers who make it possible. Go to lunduke.com and click on some links while you're there. They're great links. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes, across the inner tubes, I do declare, end broadcast.